Welcome to another Bridgemaster Daily, and we're live again today. And we will play a level 4 hand once again. Let's see what we've got here. So we open this page, which is very sensible, given our 6-card suit, and we ended up in 6 spades. I'm not going to go over the details of the auction right now, because it's pretty obvious, I think. So in the Trump contract, in general, I like to count for potential losers. Well, there is a potential loser in spades. If East, who is behind the ace king, has all 3 missing spades, there's nothing we can do against him making his queen. There are no losers in hearts. There is a potential loser in swing club. We can always finesse the clubs, but most likely if West has the queen, if West has the king of clubs, this will make a loser for us. And there is also a potential loser in diamonds, depending on whoever has the queen. So let's see, what are we going to do about this? First of all, I sort of want to establish whether there is a Trump loser or not, because the rest of our plan basically revolves around that. If we can afford to lose a trick in another suit, or if we can't. So one possible plan I already could see is the following. After we draw trumps, one possible line of play would be to ruff our final heart from dummy, and then to just play 2 rounds of clubs without finessing, just play the ace and play the queen of clubs and exit to the king voluntarily. But the thing that gives us is that the opponent, whoever wins the king of clubs, then also needs to return. And, well, he basically needs to return a diamond, because if he returns either a heart or a club, we will pitch our 8 of diamonds and rough in dummy and have no more diamond loser. So the opponent is basically forced to return a diamond. Now, if West is the opponent and needs to play a diamond, we are already there, because he plays into our fork position with the ace and jack, and our diamond loser then immediately disappears. But the thing with this plan, of course, is what if East actually has the king of clubs and then returns a diamond? Because then our loser is not necessarily going to disappear. So first of all, let's take this trick. There's no choice to be made here. And let's also play 1 round of trumps. So the trumps do split, alright. Now I draw the last trump, and I always like to keep as many entries into both hands as possible, so I will throw the 10 here out of principle. Don't think that it matters in this particular hand, but you never know. I want to keep 2 dummy entries. So now trumps are eliminated. How likely is this plan with like playing the ace and queen of clubs going to work? How likely is that to actually work? That's the question. I'm not really sure, because again, if East has the king of clubs, he can always safely return a diamond. The other plan, which I'm thinking about most of the time right now, is of course, to just finesse in diamonds and basically just to avoid that East makes the trick, because if East plays a club, we would need to guess. But actually, yeah, to play a low diamond from North and to just barely overtake whatever East plays. To cover whatever East plays. And the plan with that is, yes, West can make that trick. But what does he play next? Like, we need to avoid him being able to play a heart. Of course. But if he plays a club, that's automatically good for us, because then we will make both club tricks. And if he plays another diamond, well, he plays into our fork position, and once again, our loser disappears. But one thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to actually video this one, which is something you can't do in real bridge, of course, but you can do here, because I was in a stupid position, because I had still blocked the hard suit, and in order to prevent West from being able to return a heart, I need to rough Dummy's last heart, and I wasn't able to do that just yet, and I didn't have enough trumps either to switch back and forth, basically. So let's play the Ace of Hearts first, which should be something you pretty much do automatically under normal circumstances, especially since no opponent did a heart bit. And if the hearts really were like split 7-1 or something, the one with 7 hearts would have made a preemptive bid almost for sure. So let's see. Now we can draw trumps just like we did before. The difference being now we can rough our final heart. I will rough high because Dummy doesn't have as many entries as I do. So now West, whenever he makes the trick, will not be able to return a heart. And I think I will just switch back to Dummy and trumps. In trumps for now, because I want to play the diamond suit from his side. And then I will just let West make this trick. Because I really don't see anything that West can return. West returning a club always solves the issue for us. West returning a heart also resolves the issue, because then we can just rough in Dummy and pitch our Queen of Clubs. And if West returns a diamond, he must automatically play in our finesse position, I think. Because, yeah, if East plays like the 9 of diamonds, well, we play the Jack, West plays the Queen, so the only diamond outstanding above our 8 is the 10, and West plays into our finesse position once again. So I think it was important that we always kept both these low trumps as entries to Dummy, because I think in case West returns a diamond, we might actually need both of these entries. So we need one right now just to play a diamond from north side, and now we just, yeah, I think we could play the Jack, but then I think West takes the Queen, if he has it, of course. And then he can safely return a diamond, because both the 9 and 10 are still out there. So he doesn't develop a trick for us with our 8. So I think the right play here is to actually play the 8. And let West make the trick, even if he makes it with a 9. Doesn't really matter, because he can't really return a diamond without giving our Jack a sure trick. Yeah, and you see why keeping our 3 of spades actually was very, very important, because West returns a diamond, and we have an extra winner in diamonds to pitch our Queen of Clubs, but the suit is sort of blocked. Not completely, but sort of blocked. So actually to catch both our queen, our king, and our jack, we need to have an entry to dummy, and we do by overtaking the 3 of spades with the 7 of spades. If we didn't have that, we would need to take our jack with the king and just have to hope for diamond splitting 3-3, which most likely in these hands they surely will not. But now we can just cash the jack and switch to dummy with our low spade, cash the king of diamonds, and pitch our queen of clubs, which would be our final loser. So yeah, I think this was the right play, and this is not very common actually, to have this like ace jack 8 position, which allows you to make this play. It wouldn't have quite worked if we had the 7 instead of the 8, by the way, because if we had the 7, East could have just played the 8, 9 or 10 when we lay out 2. And we can't let East make the trick, so we have to play the jack. Then West takes us with his queen, and then 2 of the 8, 9, 10 are still outstanding, so West can safely return one of them. So with the 7, that this doesn't quite work. The 8 is very important in our hand, and again, this position occurs extremely rarely, but it's good to know that this kind of possibility exists too. Yes, basically lose a trick in a suit, but also force one opponent to take that trick, and never allow the other opponent to take it. And the question then becomes, what is one opponent who makes the trick in that suit will return? Let me see if there's anything interesting in the solution. It was sort of tempting to go for another kind of elimination play by just playing the ace and queen of clubs in sequence, and hope and forcing the opponent who makes the trick to return a diamond, basically, because he cannot afford to play into the double void in either clubs or hearts. But that could have also been East, and I don't think a diamond return for East would have helped us. Yes, we can virtually guarantee our contract. And one important detail which I messed up at the beginning is of course to play the second heart immediately, because we don't have very many trump entries, just 2 of them. And we need to we need to rough dummy's final heart, so that West cannot safely return a heart once he gets the trick. Yeah, unblocking the high spades. South roughs dummy last heart. Now hearts cannot be returned, and I think the rest of the play is pretty straightforward. Again, the 8 of diamonds being an important card in this very specific scenario. Doesn't happen very often that an 8 is really important, but in this very particular hand it is. There are even hands where the 7 is important, or the 6, but those are very, very rare, and most likely are just constructed rather than real bridge hands. Okay, I hope you have a nice weekend, and see you tomorrow with level 5 hand.